souls. Come in, come in. It's your time for a scry. Hello, old souls, fellow empaths, seers, psychonauts, like however you may resonate with the term old souls. If you're a new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. My name is Steph. We are going to drop some ink in this tiny book of blots, and we're going to scry for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. We'll add on some tarot and oracle in the shaman's palm configuration, and where Mr. Ghosty here is, we have Ghost Tube for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our auric adventures. Overall, please do receive a release freely. Once again, thank you for your time, attention, and awareness, as your presence and perspective is powerful, is appreciated, and warms my haunted heart. So when you're ready, let's go. You know the drill. You're welcome to fast forward through if you do not wish to see the creation, the ink blot being born. And just a reminder, we're here to create a portal to perceive in, less worrying about making a masterpiece. Old souls, we are using sepia ink. Maybe
Stop
a
it.
dash of white. Stop it. I hope you are doing well. All the links are below to help a gal grow. All that kind of good stuff. Sorry, I'm here. I'm here for it. When you're ready, if you'd like to join me in opening up, taking a nice deep breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of fellow empaths, seers, psychonauts, old souls alike. Thank you for being my muse, and may you meet a message with meaning. All right, so I love working with sepia ink because it's sepia and it's awesome, but
Float.
I find it can make, just makes me look extra dirty in the nails. All right, if you'd like to take a screenshot so you can scry in your own time, personal use only, and always feel well to comment below what you see, sense, or feel. Drop an emoji. Any interactions with the channel is appreciated. There's somebody hiking. They've got a little hiking stick there. I just need to set this up so I don't have to fuss, because I will fuss. Apologies. No. Yeah? We're good? Okay. Thank you. There's a hiker in there.
Libra.
If you can see them with their little walking stick in their backpack. They're heading towards, it's actually eyes or an eye, but it's also an egg. Here's the thing. There is also, I'm just going to get rid of some of that ink there. There is an energy in here. I don't know if it's like the spirit of the hiker before them type thing. Now this hiking thing might be very symbolic unless you are a hiker and that's how you choose to express the same kind of feel of energy. This could be a holistic hike, a very, 2 feet and a heartbeat hike, and you go out in the physical realms, but nonetheless it's there. You have fans waiting for you, watching you. They are trying to get a better view for how high you're going. Not because in only the physical realm of how one might measure success or there's something about effort and maybe certain skills, the mystery of it, and you're deciding to go higher. For some, thank you, that's what it is. Higher is more within, so it's like going into a cave.
Healing.
Thank you. So this egg / eye, where this other being is here. Okay, so this is a threshold right here. It's changing on me. And these are your fans. It could be your spirit guides. One is a flying squirrel. It feels like a superhero flying squirrel. There is I'm going to say alligator versus a crocodile. Perspective poke. An alligator that has been helping you get there, if an alligator means anything to you. And you know how like sometimes you might see in a swamp, or at least the way it's depicted on TV, is like an alligator, and then there'll be like this bird or something that can like live on the ecosystem of the back of this alligator. There's a friendliness. Anywho, sorry. So I'm coming up to this threshold, and I am taking my walking sticky thing, and I'm going to say, let's say it's at the side of this mountain or a cave that I might go in, this higher but inner, and I go tap, 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 or some sort of
count.
It feels like I know what to do, but I'm just using the edge. Like, I don't know how else to say it. And this other energy is in here working away. And I mean, like, they're working away. They're doing their thing up there. Whatever is, or whomever, aspectual of your energy, or if there's an energy specifically you've been trying to connect to, they have a protective, this could even be your higher self, of course, but they have a protective kind of plasmatic energy that doesn't have form. So they can, because their back is turned. They're not focused on the threshold. Their back is turned in whatever work they're doing over here, whatever focus they're doing over here. But whatever it is, this is very, very light. It's like they can work with okay, so I'm seeing them like, I don't know why Santa's been coming up so much, but it's hilarious. It's like reading a list or a receipt, and but they're creating it and writing things out like into existence almost, and it goes through this process and takes flight. Does that make sense? Like they're writing or typing something. And they have this plasmatic, it's the best term. I just know it doesn't have a solid form that we're accustomed to here. This plasmatic form is kind of their Casper the Friendly Ghost. It is friendly to those that it knows. And it will be friendly to you if you're understanding what this journey is, this hike. There's something happening down here. I'm just trying to get a bearing on it. I feel like I can see this whole... I want to call it, a map. And I just heard, as I was gazing in the center, come to me. So it's a calling.
Asylum.
It's a calling. Yeah, I could feel a little crazy. I could imagine that. If that's the term, very loosely. I'm not trying to be insulting. And I'm like, am I crazy? Is this where I'm going to head towards? Or through this hike, and again, it's not linear. Imagine if I was taking a hike or a walk on all the branches of a bush in your garden, and there's this being in there. And like this brush, but it's a whole world. So linearity is a part of it, but not the whole way to view and measure this hike. And I feel like I can see these little points where you might have met certain people, heard something, and it's inspiring you or has been inspiring you to lead you to this calling towards something, but it's almost very shocking, or at least the way I'm sensing it right now, it feels shocking to be like, me? This is where it's leading? Not in a like, this is where it's leading, but it's like, I feel like it's not what I would have expected. But it's very much so in alignment with, okay, it's an abstract alignment. And you're here, and that's what I love about you, old souls. There's also, just for a moment, I'll bring it up so I'm not being totally greedy. This could also be the way you might be feeling navigating the collective energy, like amongst all these branches, and pussy willows are coming through, if that means anything to you. And here's the thing about this whole call thing, following a calling. I think it's about hearing the calling.
I'm stuck.
So that's interesting, because as you said that, if potentially feeling stuck at some point in time in brush or different quicksands of this journey, this story, it's opportunities to reaffirm.
No thanks.
Moving towards things and moving away from other things. Moving towards and moving away simultaneously. I think I said that well. Okay, let's keep going here. What else did I say? There's a moose in there. It kind of feels like Rocky and Bullwinkle. I think that has something to do with the squirrel I saw earlier as well. Rocky and Bullwinkle. There's two things that are coming in here. A plane, like a wood planer, but there's also a hut. This hut is under a tree. You visited this hut. Already. It was like one of the points, if you can imagine, in a tree, right? In the tree branch, right? Maybe there's a leaf up here. I don't know. And you're walking along, and it's like, oh, here's this little hut. And it's like, oh, and then here might be something else. And then you back up, because it's really like heading towards, almost like a bloom. But when I hit some goal, say a flower of this, I actually go in it. It's the in. It appears up, because there is an upness to it, but then it's in. You've met this hut. There's a fire in there. A masculine energy. When you were there, if maybe this is symbolic of a heart space, feeling stuck, needing warmth, healing, help, and you need to pause on a journey, and some energy took you in to help you, you were being watched while you were here. If this is you, this is the watching from another, because you're making your way towards this. There's also another thing I'm seeing up here, and I'm trying to decide how to say what I'm seeing. It's almost like if I could take a butterfly.
Angel.
Yeah, it's in that world with the wings. A butterfly with stereotypical red and white mushroom decor, like where the monarch or the butterfly coloring would be.
Trapped.
Is there an angel trapped in there? Is this something going to be released? Oh. You might be hearing a calling. The whole stuck thing that is going to release some sort of, one rabbit hole, I want to say healing within the holistic self that's been healed. It's been healed. Also another part, emotional perhaps, that was contained and trying to send messages through the physical body, maybe through ailments or this plasmatic phantom thing. Almost like maybe in dreams, sleep paralysis or allergies.
I can't.
Yeah, because I can see the remnants of Davy Crockett's hat, but now it's bones. And there's a part of you that you've been reaching within. That's why it might seem up, like going up the chakra wheels or the wheels of creation, or up the Kundalini, up the tree of life, but then it goes within. And it's like releasing those messages that it's sending out. And I gotta say, it's like an angelic form of oneself. And then it's almost like realizing, maybe if I'm using the wrong word, but if you can, wander around the spirit of it, it's been held captive. But there is a point to that captivity. The siren.
Sin.
Because it's been holding on to this, like if this was a big gem, this egg, and it's been calling things out, and that's in the cave of ice. Oh my goodness. I also feel as though I'm around very, I want to say strict teacher or something along that lines. Could even be a part of me. I feel like I'm in here. Oh, what do we have here? The vision in the cave of winds in your mind. It's like, that's where I'm going. That little hut. You've already been to the hut. And now you might, am I up here now? Because if I see it from that direction, I can look back and see that hut. That little hut with the fire. And he's always watching. Your fan's always watching. And you've been on this plasmatic phantom pilgrimage because there's something not as solid as Steph would like to say. Like, the tree branches are about the most solid thing I can plant myself into to follow it. There's a gargamel here that got rid of. There's also a crow right there. This crow is like pecking at gargamel. Is this a personal pilgrimage? I think maybe in some way, shape, or form of I want to say power, but something that's been purified. There's these wings up here. Okay, I just saw you. Thank you. I am resting on a rock.
Keep recording.
I am resting on a rock, and my spiritual signature is glowing. And I'm actually laying with a Grim Reaper. Could even be my shadow and my shine together, if I may. One of the same, I just heard, because this grim or shadow, like if this is the big sickle, is protecting this part of me while I'm resting. And I am actually receiving.
Devil.
It's from that Gargamel, so I can trust being here. I'm a little worried when I plop myself in there and I'm laying and resting and my see, I'm even like getting a little weird about it in my throat. Am I being sacrificed right now? Because it's very similar. Imagine that ambiance, laying on a rock somewhere. There's a sickle. A robed being. And I'm like, am I being sacrificed? I'm just being staff, being completely honest with you. Here's the thing. I'm the one doing the sacrificing to be re-risen. Come to me, and it's calling forward. It feels very ceremonial. Because I got to work through that fear. This is induced by me. And the Cave of Hearthfires was the pilgrimage, because this is truly what I wanted to see for myself. Cave of Rivers. It's the village. You regain something. Where was that? Sorry if this is awkward. Give me a moment. Okay. So imagine being re-risen right in here. And then it's like you can pick up your crown, thorn, halo, and on your way. And on your way. I feel like you're picking up your things. Like if I was at something, like a massage or something, and you go and undress, or you go to the doctor's and you undress, right? And you put your papery thing on, or your spa robe. And it's like having, I don't know how to express what I'm feeling. It's not, who's that with like Zeus and stuff, if there's a part, maybe just as a part of you, or I'll just follow it. I won't try to explain it. There's that person or that other character that's in purgatory being eaten by the birds all the time, or the vultures. But that energy always has a plan, and it really is in the perfect place. And I feel like the other version of you, which is like right now, excuse me, while being human, it might appear limited or limiting compared to your usual ethereal, plasmatic, phantom abilities. And yet, plop yourself in there for a moment. You're in the perfect vessel to hear this siren-like call to help that vision come to life. That plan for you. Heed the call and work towards it. I see that eye in there. I see you staring at me now. Right here. There's an eye in there. Being human is the perfect form for this pursuit. Yeah, it's like a vehicle. Cave of Earth. If you're still with me, I'm so grateful. Sorry if I've stumbled through it, but it's part of the journey. It's part of the journey. We will flip it and head over to the extended shortly. If you're going to join us, the first link below to such extended for an extended explore. If you're part of the Secreteur Society, we have there's that eye. I saw you in there. And behind it is the unseen. Another eye. It's all these different eyes. Okay, so I'm going to I got to write it down first for whatever reason. Okay. So we were talking about like the emotional stuff before. It's that version with all this water, and Kairos might mean something to you. Please follow that. And also this bloom. Remember when we were talking about up, but with it, you go in to the in to the bloom. It's like getting your other eye, because I see it's not on the other side, so it's like there's an eye patch or something covering the one eye. But that sight of something, self, soul, spirit, supernatural, it doesn't even have to be a mystical word. Psychologically, anything within this self. Because that, whoever and wherever you are right now, in whatever of those bodies you can conceive of multidimensionally, encapsulated, captive in the physical realm of bodydom, is the perfect. You are in the perfect place to put together. I don't know if you can see it, and how it's like all dots, and what I wrote down was atomic awareness. And all of these dots are all of you. I was going to say infinity. And maybe that's a really interesting thing to think of for a moment. Is that infinity is in its infantry. Personally, before I let you go, and I'll add on we're going to add on a lucid dream card. Personally, this feels like a pilgrimage of following the call you know within. Towards whatever. Remember how we were even saying at the beginning, like with your fans here or spirit animals, they can't go with you through knocking. Hello, they can't go with you. They know that. There's also a tunnel in here. There's like a dragon's lair or a dragon's den. The dragon works with the wolf. The dragon works with the wolf. This is another part you've already, I'm going to say surpassed. It's not the right word. They've already helped, and they are returning into a state of hibernation until another time. They do need to recharge, because I can see the journey here when you met them. Can I get my scrying? If that's the dragon, there's that little being right in there when you met them. And their wisdom. Nonetheless, I'm just going to say, sorry, I know I'm yammering. You get both sets of eyes. Both. I don't. I'm going to call it second sight, but I'm not sure that's the right term. We'll take 3 cards to bridge us into the extended explore. If you're joining us, to come on over to the other side. Questioning mind. Beloved. Light switch. There was another one. Dream yoga. This is that death feel. That I was scared. That I was being sacrificed. It might have even been a past life. It's like all these pieces being put together. Thank you. Like these different kinds of eyes. Do you remember in the show, movie, Truman Show?
Moron.
You're rude. In the movie Truman Show, and he's putting out pieces of a magazine to put her face back together the way he remembers it. So it's kind of like this mishmash. It's a collage. A collage. That's what this feels like. And then even that like butterfly is right there. But I want to put mushroom red and white dots in there. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. And then we were talking about knocking on that door. And there it is.
Radio.
And you receive something. A light switch on, light switch off. The light in the dark.
Give it to me.
It's like, this is the body I leave, sacrifice, surrender, not physical body. So it might be emotional, ethereal, even concepts, whatever was held captive, and realizing it's not captive, but it kind of has a point. This skeleton is not facing me as I'm this being, right? Remember when we were coming up here on this pilgrimage with the walking stick, that other being is not facing me. And there's like that death skull, Davy Crockett kind of thing up there. This is what you're approaching.
Find me.
This part of you. One last card. Okay, or not. Pointed focus. There's that bloom, this whole tree that we're on this pilgrimage of. The dream body. And then it turns and faces me. Okay. Old souls, thank you so much for being here. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. I'm going to head on over to the extended. I hope that, yeah, it's got a little bit of a Clockwork Orange feel to it, but I dig it. I will see you over on the other side for the extended explore, and if not, I will see you again next week. I love you so much. Thank you.